The nicest person in the room is usually the one losing, quietly, slowly, without noticing. And here's the part nobody believes. Being too kind can make you unattractive. Not later, immediately. And women sense it before you even speak. But the craziest part? They almost never explain why. Tonight, we're talking about something hidden, something subtle, something powerful. The silent power women use over men, and the emotional mistake that destroys attraction without a single argument. Section 1. The Nice Man Paradox. There's a man you've seen before. Maybe you were him. Always polite, always patient, always available. He answers fast, listens carefully, never interrupts. He supports her dreams, pays attention, never complains. He believes one thing: if I treat her perfectly, she'll fall in love. But something strange happens. Instead of moving closer, she drifts away, slowly, almost invisibly. The energy changes, the warmth fades, the excitement disappears. And one day, she looks at him differently, not with desire, but with comfort, like a brother, or a friend, or worse, like furniture. And he never understands why. Section 2. What too nice really means. When a woman says you're too nice, she is not insulting kindness. She is naming imbalance. Because niceness is not the problem. The problem is this: he has no edge, no direction, no boundaries. He bends. He adapts. He disappears. His personality becomes whatever she wants. And attraction cannot survive where identity disappears. Desire needs friction, difference, tension, and constant agreement kills all three. Section 3. The Invisible Power. Now here's something most men never notice. Women rarely control with words. They control with emotion, with timing, with absence, silence, distance. They do not chase. They wait. They let men reveal themselves when nothing is promised. And in that waiting, they gain power. Not because they're manipulating, but because emotional restraint creates gravity. The person who needs less always controls more. Section 4. Why niceness feels dangerous. The human brain is designed to measure value, not logically, emotionally. When something is rare, it feels important. When something is constant, it feels ordinary. When attention is unlimited, it loses meaning. And when a man gives endlessly, without resistance, without standards, without limits, the brain quietly concludes something painful. This has no cost, and things without cost have no value. Not consciously, instinctively. Section 5. The moment respect begins to fade. It's not during fights. It's not during jealousy. It's during forgiveness. When everything is forgiven. When every boundary is broken. When every excuse is accepted. When every apology works. She learns something dangerous. He will stay no matter how I treat him. And from that moment, the dynamic changes. Not because she becomes cruel, but because the relationship loses polarity. One becomes the giver, the other becomes the chooser, and attraction dies quietly. Section 6. The Withdrawal Effect. But then something strange happens. The nice man finally stops. He replies slower, speaks less, gives less, listens less, not to punish, but because he's tired. And suddenly, she notices. The silence feels loud. The distance feels heavy. Questions appear. Curiosity returns. Why? Because uncertainty is back. Mystery is back. Value is back. And the brain starts chasing what it might lose. Absence becomes more powerful than affection ever was.
The emotional economy. Think of love like a marketplace. Attention is currency. Respect is status. Desire is scarcity. When you flood the market, prices fall. When you protect your supply, value rises. This is not cruelty. This is psychology. The brain is wired to want what is not guaranteed. Certainty creates comfort. Comfort creates boredom, and boredom destroys attraction. Section 8. The nice man belief. Most nice men carry one illusion. If I suffer quietly, she'll see my value. But attraction is not built on sacrifice. Love is not a reward for patience, and desire is not created by pain. People do not fall in love with what is always available. They fall in love with what they might lose. Section 9. The female experience. Now listen carefully. This part matters. Most women are not trying to hurt anyone. They are not planning control. They are responding to energy, to presence, to strength, to emotional stability. When a man has purpose, direction, limits, his presence feels grounding. When a man has none, his presence feels heavy, not safe, but dependent, and dependency is not attractive. Section 10. The silent test. Here is the test nobody talks about. Women test without speaking. They cancel plans, delay replies, pull back slightly, not to play games, but to observe. Does he panic? Does he chase? Does he over-explain? Does he lose himself? And in those moments, they learn everything. The man who stays calm becomes interesting. The man who collapses loses value without a single word. Section 11. The shift in power. The moment you stop overgiving, something changes. Your time becomes rare. Your words become heavier. Your presence becomes noticeable. You are no longer predictable, no longer guaranteed, and suddenly you are no longer chasing. You are choosing. And this is where attraction begins, not in kindness, but in balance. Section 12. The final truth. Here is the truth nobody tells nice men. Kindness is beautiful, but only when it is chosen, not when it is fear, not when it is insecurity, not when it is the price you pay to be loved. The silent power women use over men is not manipulation, it is selection. They choose the man who respects himself, because only that man can truly respect them. So ask yourself something. Are you kind or are you afraid? Because one creates connection, the other creates control. And once you see the difference, you will never love the same way again.